All right, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well, and peace and salutation unto the hopeful elect, the 1/3 of Yashar Allah, upholding the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. Peace and salutation. This is the brother Wakwasha. And there's this clip that's been floating around the internet here for the past handful of months. And I just wanted to chime in on it because it's not a secret that Esau, the so-called white man, is the devil. But historically, just looking at the landscape of all of the things in which Edomites, so-called white people, have done, it's apparent and evident that they are the evil of the world, meaning anything that comes about that is not a good time, and the word evil goes into bad times. That's what Esau, the so-called white man, promotes, because he is of the devil, meaning that the spiritual demon Satan, okay, has possession over Esau, the so-called white man, okay? And as scripture says, he was a murderer from the beginning. These are the characteristics of Esau, the so-called white man, okay? So it is in his nature to rebel against righteousness. So this Moabite actually goes into basically, a minute or so of just cataloging some of the things that Esau, the so-called white man, has done. I'm going to bring out a couple scriptures, and Lord will, it'll be edifying for the elect.
My friend told me in Singapore, whites are evil. I cannot disagree. He said whites are evil, period. I didn't say that. He said that. I'm not.
But you think it.
Yeah,
A lot of hate for white people, so I don't know. Chicken cross. Shout out Rainbet.
Now who's gonna next? Maybe Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, one by one.
Well, so you're just naming all rich white guys.
I don't know. All these guys are involved. All white guys. No Asian men involved in this one. But the Philippines, all white guys going after little girls. Then Thailand, same. This is your DNA. You have DNA.
He said, this is your DNA. And it's true, man. Let's bring this out. This is John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. And so that goes to prove right then and there. And now, obviously, 2/3 of our people fall in the same category as far as rebellion of the truth. But it says he was a murderer from the beginning. Okay. It says, and the lust of your father ye will do, which is to do what? To murder, to go against the truth. And that's what Esau, the so-called white man, has done from the very beginning, because it's in his DNA. Okay. It says he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there's no truth in him. So there's no way truth would be an ally to Esau, the so-called white man. So his ally is lies. His ally is witchcraft, sorcery. His allies are deception, okay, to deceive, to corrupt. And that's what this Moabite is talking about, that his friend was sharing with him from people in Singapore. Their PDF files, right? That whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, that's not like a one-off. No, that's typical. That's normal, okay? And what the truth of Yahweh Shai Shai is doing is revealing Esau, the so-called white man, for the devil in which he really is. Okay, a deceiver. All right, of truth. It says, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Okay, so it's in his DNA. So politicians, regardless of if they, and he named Trump, Clinton, and Gates. Those are just the marquee quote unquote what do they call them, celebrities, okay, of Edomite, okay, wickedness. They're just leading the league. You know, your Rockefellers, your DuPonts, your Gettys, your Oppenheimers, all of these are families, corrupt families. All right. Let's bring this out real quick too, just to prove it's in his DNA. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, okay, swelling with pride, okay, is not upright in him. But the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, those philosophies, lies, okay, murdering, stealing, killing, okay, or murdering, right? The transgressions of false religions, right? The system, Babylon in itself. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death. And the neither keepeth at home is how he spread that wine all across the globe, which is the reason why people in Singapore and this guy and this Moabite, okay, or Ammonite, Salakia brothers, this Ammonite actually knows about the evil of Esau, the so-called white man. Okay. Nagasaki and Hiroshima, you know, those bombs, that didn't come from out the blue. That didn't come from Jake. Okay. Came from the evil one himself, Esau, the so-called white man. All right. It says, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death. So death and evil are synonymous. Scripture says the wages of sin is death. Esau, the so-called white man, promotes nothing but sin. So he's going to pay the price, ultimately, of the transgressions in which he is sowing, which is death. Okay? It says, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
You think it?
Yeah,
A lot of hate for white people, so I don't know. Chicken cross. Shout out Rainbet.
now who's gonna next? Maybe Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, one by one.
Well, so you're just naming all rich white guys.
I don't know. All these guys are involved. All white guys. No Asian men involved in this one. But the Philippines, all white guys going after little girls. Then Thailand, same. This is your DNA. You have DNA. That's DNA. But I can understand, yeah, because white people, they robbed the whole world. They stole the world. America, Australia, New Zealand, India, they're robbers.
Neither keepeth at home, okay, who enlargeth his desire as hell. All right. This is John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief steal, okay, the whole world. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Okay, no oppression. Okay, no wicked laws. Okay, no T-Rexes, no Skittles community. You know, all of those are abominations. That when you're surrounded by abominations, that's death all around you. Okay. And so the only life we have is in Yahweh Shah Mashiach. But this, like I said, this Ammonite is going in on Esau, showing that everything in which they've done has come through robbery. Okay. And stealing.
Jamaica, or they're thieves, you know. Now they're coming here stealing Asian girls now. Oh, shit. No respect.
So you just had a bad experience with
come on, I'm telling you,
with white people in general.
What you see around the world, you don't deny that. Demand. Jeffrey Epstein set up the sex island white. Many whites, they are the pedos. That's why I set it up.
Yeah, so through the Spirit, like I said, I just wanted to cover that. And I mean, everything he said was on point. And it didn't take his friend telling him that. Everybody knows these things. But it's only through the prophecy of Yahweh Shemi Shai they're being revealed. Okay? Real quick, this is James chapter 5 and 4. It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Okay? So all of the work in which all the rest of these other heathen nations have done to lift up Babylon, aka America, okay? People know it's by fraud. People know it's by murder. Okay? And then he touched on the Jeffrey Epstein Island, right? People know your nature, Esau. Okay? There used to be a group, naughty by nature. Esau is evil by nature. Okay? We read it in Habakkuk. The soul which is lifted up is not upright. Okay? If it's not upright, what's the opposite of upright, man? Okay? And then it says, have entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Okay? So Yahweh Shemi Shai is looking at all of these things, okay, and judging you for it. Verse 5, ye have lived in pleasure on earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doeth not resist you. There was another, but yeah, I mean, these are the things in which so-called white people currently and have been doing. But now these other nations, okay, are starting to reveal who you really are as well. And all of this is in accordance with prophecy, man. You know? So, yeah, that's all I wanted to go through in the Spirit. Lord will, this was edifying for the elect. Once again, call halal Yahweh by Shemi Shai, by Hashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.